Welcome to Thriving Tribesmen. My name is Kuri, your host, and I'm excited to be making this episode. I want to make this episode as short as possible because my daughter is about to come. I'm just waiting for her, picking her up from school. So when it comes to changing a sexless relationship, there are key indicators to show that your relationship is changing. One of them is obviously that the time between having sex starts getting shorter and shorter, which means that your frequency is going up. But in order for that to happen, there's also one thing that you have to be getting very good at, is what we call embracing friction. And really, when I say embracing friction, the other way of looking at it is being able to impose your will into the relationship. Because most guys are within reaction to a woman. So, for example, within your relationship, you choose not to create any arguments because, again, most people, when they measure a good relationship, they measure it based off of the fact that you're not arguing. So the fact that we haven't argued, then therefore that means that we're having a good relationship, which is an absolute lie, because within a relationship, as you evolve, as you experience new experiences, as you change your mind about certain things in terms of your life, because there's many times when I go to work and I have a conversation and then I have a paradigm shift on the way of thinking of things, for example. All of a sudden, that's me changing, and therefore that can have an impact on my relationship. So you have all these interactions, and these are interactions that happen outside inside the relationship. Also, there's other factors like your kids growing up. So the way I was as a man and as a husband and as a dad changed when my daughter was a baby. And then now when she's at big school and she's now becoming more of a teenager, I'm a different man and I think differently. And all of a sudden that changes me. And so does it change my wife. And then we have to navigate how we change as people. Now, if you're evolving and every time you evolve and that causes friction within your relationship, and then you bend to her will, she doesn't see you as a partner. She probably sees you as another kid. And generally, most people, when they take this frame of bending to her will, it is it's out of the respect of the relationship, and I'm not going to cause any friction. So if she says this is how things are going to go, most likely you'll go with it because you don't want to upset her. By not upsetting her, you think that will get you closer to having sex. But generally what it does is more destructive in terms of you pushing things forward. So only the guys that have been successful within Reignited Men have got better at imposing their will. And a lot of it, again, you can do this from a perspective. So you can be completely self-absorbed and do it for yourself, trying to bust a nut. You can do this. But over a period of time, that it breaks the trust, and then she will never want to be having sex with you. In fact, you probably push yourself to divorce. But if you are doing it in a way that is collaborative and constructing the relationship, and it's within keeping the relationship together, all of a sudden it builds trust. And what that means is that as I impose my will, I want to impose my will in a way that's going to make our relationship stronger. I want to impose my will in a way that is going to help the family, the relationship, me as a dad. When she sees me doing that, while it can cause friction within the relationship, over a period of time, as I get better at making those good decisions, and even though those decisions are not popular, what tends to happen is that she starts trusting. And within Reignited Men, we talk about trusting the process. That initially it looks like it's not the right decision, but sometimes the best decisions don't seem like the right decisions. It's sometimes easy just to take a road where it feels like it's the easier option, but the harder option sometimes is probably the way that is more give you the best outcome. So again, when she starts trusting you doing so, all of a sudden respect comes along, and the way she interacts with you it becomes different. So again, it becomes more powerful to have frequency when not only are you just having sex and orgasms, but she also respects you. She also wants your counsel. She also is submissive towards you. And again, the way she speaks to you changes. So and again, one of the other things that I spoke to a client recently, you were saying that she's changed the way she speaks to me to the point that my kids now treat me different, which was an incredible byproduct that I didn't even think about. But yeah, if you got daughters and your wife, the daughters see your wife treating you in a way that really just takes away your will, and you're not be able to impose your will, the girls will treat you like that, or at least your kids will treat you with no respect. So it's very, very important to start really imposing your will. And again, I'm saying imposing your will, but really what I'm talking about is dominance. And again, just as a brief overview on what dominance is, really it's more about that strategic thinking, so ability to protect. So you have to be physically strong, able to demonstrate good body language that shows that you're a leader, and then the strategic thinking, which is that you are very good at thinking about how to better the relationship, how to better the family, and make decisive decisions around making things better within your relationship. And again, you're never caught off guard. So for example, if there's a crisis and there's some decisions that need to be made, you can make the decisions. And again, those decisions being unpopular decisions as well. So again, when you do so, that becomes those key indicators that will push you forward to getting more frequency. Because again, like I said, she might not like the decisions that you're making. When she doesn't like those decisions that you're making, it brings the third part about dominance, which is resilience. That regardless of how you feel and how you react to the decisions I make, I've made that decision and I'm going to stand by those decisions, especially if they're not self-serving decisions. If they are decisions that are serving the relationship and serving your family, all of a sudden, over a period of time, she will trust you. And what tends to happen is she trusts you, the sexual frequency will go up. So these are the key indicators that you need to be looking at. Most people get bogged down into the fact that it's been 3 months without having sex, and they get themselves down, whereas there's other things that could be pushing in order to get that time period shorter. So hopefully that's actually made sense, because I didn't use any notes. I was just waiting, and I was hoping to just give you guys this insight. I just had a conversation about this, and I thought it was interesting for me just to try and break it down for you guys. So I tried to remember it as best as I can when I was speaking to a client about this. But it's really important to have the right measurements to show that your success. And again, just to repeat that the way you impose your will, again, it's more about you not you being able to allow friction to happen into the relationship, and being okay with making tough decisions that will potentially make her upset. And again, it's all temporary. Again, the fact that she gets upset, again, it's as a side note, it's a good thing. And it's a good thing when she gets upset, when you make decisions. When she does, it's the emotional investment that you need in order for her to actually feel that excitement that the relationship is going somewhere. It's like a film, you go happy, sad, excited, and so on. So that is just one of the pieces that are important within a relationship. That's just a side note. So again, if you don't have, if your relationship is one tone where she makes a decision and you follow, all of a sudden it becomes a very boring relationship. So you allowing some resistance and then you allowing some friction to come in is probably an important part about the relationship. It's absolutely another episode I'll be making about this, actually, which is really important. But for now, hopefully you guys have a very good weekend. I'll be doing some masterclasses very soon. We'll talk about it in next week. So it's going to be really a masterclass about how to have conversations, especially now that moving things forward, especially in terms of embracing friction. It's going to be centered around your ability to have these conversations with your partner, and whenever they go, or at least the friction happens, or when she gets upset, or when she's becoming agitated, you can navigate your way around those conversations and really come out in a place where you're both collaborative, where she feels like there's a bit better connection. And we'll be talking a lot more about that in terms of just moving forward in your relationship. So thank you very much, guys. I'll be seeing you guys soon. Take care.